All right. I know what I want to be when I grow up. Oh man, I have been in the crucible of change, and so I want to tell you guys a couple things because this is gonna have to do with what we're doing here with this old YouTube channel. So I went, so I have this career of making records and teaching voice and writing songs and it's like I'm always like looking. I don't know. I'm always looking kind of for the next thing or other things, and I really thought I wanted to like sing in a band, just in like a cover band, and I ended up getting asked to sing in this band about a month and a half ago, and it was a huge order learning all these tunes. It was a cover band, and there were a lot of times where I feel like I was like kind of split duty with work, and then I've got kids and I'm married. I got all this stuff going on, and I'm sitting in here like sometimes 2, 3, 4 hours a day singing these tunes, and leading up to kind of our first gig. But in the interim of this getting put together, kind of the intensity of it grew because the band leader, his main gig is on a hiatus. So all of a sudden, there's like a lot of gigs and, talking about midweek gigs and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I just wanted to play a couple times a month, and maybe I didn't really, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. That's what it felt like it was going to be. And then it turned into like, oh, this is going to be like 10 nights a month. And so I wasn't really feeling so good about it. So, and the singing all these tunes was having my ups and downs. A couple of them we canned. But all in all, I was feeling good. But then I started getting sick. My son was really sick. I got like the flu. Kind of started maybe 3 days ago. So we had our one single rehearsal before the gig, and it was a cool. I mean, they're cool guys and they're good players. I mean, the rehearsal itself was kind of strange. Just I don't know. It was just weird. I couldn't hear myself at all, like zero. And we're all just kind of like going through these tunes, and and I was already feeling sick, and my voice I couldn't hear anything, and my voice was like, I was trying not to blow my voice out, and it was a long day, and the other thing too was heading home that night. This was like an hour south of me. This is like down, like they're all down. All the gigs are down, like Franklin, Murfreesboro, whatever. Like it's far south. And then the ride home was it was so long, and it was dark. It was raining. I was like, and then I'm thinking, wow, I'm gonna be coming down here like kind of like probably average 1 to 3 times a week. I just don't know, man. I was starting to feel sick. I was getting more sick, and I finally got home, and I woke up the 3:00 yesterday morning, and my throat was on fire. And we had like a group chat, and I just said, "Hey guys, I'm sick as a dog right now." I said, "So far my voice is like holding up, but." And so the band leader hit me up, and he's like, "Hey, do you want me to see about finding, a fill-in for Friday night?" Because we were doing Friday and Saturday. And I said, "Yeah, if you can." he says, yeah, I can talk to this girl that used to sing in the band or whatever. And then I was like, hey, because then I thought maybe this is like an omen, because I was really like praying. I was like, God, what should I do? Like, what should I do? Because all of a sudden I'm like, wait a second, I don't want to be up till 2:00 in the morning, 3 days a week. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's, you guys know me. I'm a morning dude. I got to get kids to school. I got to be out the door by 7:15. That's pretty much every day. I don't want to be coming in at 2:30 in the morning. So I was like, what should I do? Kind of like, help me here. I need help. And then I was like, hey, do you think you could find, do you think she could do Saturday night too? And then I said, and, to be honest with you, I think between my career and I said, in my age, like, it's just, I think it's just too much. You know what I mean? It's like, and he was totally cool about it. He's like, yeah, I get it. I'm so glad you were honest with me. I said, yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, I was a part of helping him get this thing rolling. Now it's kind of starting to roll. Now, if he can get the right person in to sing, they're going to go out there and have fun and kick some booty and, make some dough and, and make some noise. But, and that was it. And I was off the hook. And, I mean, the feeling, and then being so sick. And I mean, look at me. What is it? 3:00 in the morning. I'm still up. I can't sleep. My throat is on fire. I feel so weird. And, I took Tamiflu and steroids. So I don't know. Should I go bodybuilding? No, just kidding. Steroids. But I'm trying to explain all this. So it's been a lot of mixed feelings. And the thing, too, that was illuminated, there were a few things that were illuminated learning all these songs. One of them, I really liked a lot of music that was never my thing. Like, we were doing Police, U2, Coldplay, like that kind of stuff. I really liked it. I was like, wow, the lyrics, like, I don't know, it was just different than what I've been doing the last, whatever, 20 years, 15 years with the Rebel Yells and Beautiful Distraction and the Pop Rocks and what we were doing in LA with 80s Enough. And it was cool, and it made me want to get better and learn like these songs on guitar too, and get my voice better, my guitar better, like get my head. And the thing that it all kind of looped back around was, instead of me always looking out like to some other thing, let me turn that in and let's focus on me and what I'm into and what I'm good at and get that better and expand that. And also let's focus on here, on work. I mean, I'm doing like 6 records right now. 2 of them are full records. One's like 14 songs. So, like, the whole, like, hey, I want to go sing in a cover band was just like, it may have been almost like a knee-jerk reaction to, like, I'm going crazy in this room staring at a Pro Tools screen. But it was good because I had that moment of clarity today when it was like, and the whole thing was, and you guys, some of you guys know, I'm a clean and sober guy. I've been, in the program for years, and I knew, like, even when I felt bleak about where I was going with this, because I was like, all of a sudden, it's like weekend gigs, and then they're talking about like midweek gigs, and I'm like, I can't be singing till 2:00 in the morning 3 or 4 times a week. I just can't. It's not going to happen. So it was stressing me out, but I knew it was almost like I had to go through it and go through the pain of it to wake up, to snap out of where I was at. And it just worked out so beautifully that there were singers ready to jump in, so that, because I didn't want to, screw them up, because they're cool dudes, and it's going to be a cool band. I mean, it's a cool band. Yeah, it's a cool band. So they'll be able to go on and do their thing, and I will be able to kind of go on and do my thing, which is not that thing. And what it is too is I've been setting up some gear here tonight, because I can't sleep, and I just want to start strumming the guitar, strumming the acoustic, and singing. When my voice, it doesn't feel like there's been battery acid poured on it, but I want to, like, because I realize too that, like, the pace of trying to learn, 40 songs, that a lot of them I've never really listened to, and it's not really my thing. And most of them I ended up liking. A few of them were like I could have done without, but that's just like anything, right? I don't think Mick Jagger wants to sing Satisfaction anymore, so I get it, but the pace was just too much. It was too much, considering the magnitude of my career and owning a business, and then having, like, young kids. It was too much. It was just too much, and it probably contributed into a little bit of getting sick. Maybe I just was, I don't know, maybe I was just so beat down, because over the last couple of weeks there's been many days where I've been in here till 9 o'clock at night, went in there, hung out, came back out at 11, and was here till like 2:30 in the morning, and then 5:30 I'm up. So since vacation, which was 38 days ago, now I think it's 39, I'm down 12.8 pounds. So I'm, like, back on the food, I'm back on the working out. And so I just looked over at the blue mic. I'm like, could you imagine if all this wasn't recorded and then I just, like, released it as a silent movie? But anyway, I just wanted to share that, because it is good things. Look, I got Paul Gilbert in the background the whole dang time. Let's see what he has to say. I got some great Paul Gilbert stories. So, here's a couple. We'll end with a couple stories. Normally, I guess the whole thing's with a story. So, I moved to L.A. First, I moved in 1985. We're there a few weeks, and I'm like, I have to go home, man. Like, I am not even close to ready. My playing was good. My look was So I went home for about 8 months, and I lost a lot of weight. My hair grew out. I was taking lessons from this dude who was teaching me all this Yngwie kind of stuff. So when I went back in 86, I was cooler. So in 85, so in LA, so now where they're like, was it like, people are like, oh, not everybody's got to be diversity, and, like, don't bully. It's like, man, LA did not get the memo on that one, because in the 80s, if you weren't cool, they didn't even make bones about it. So basically, when you went to parties, all the cool people were in the bathroom and in the back room doing whatever they were doing, and all the uncool people, which was me, were in the living room watching TV and drinking tap water. Like, I'm not even kidding you, man. Those parties could get really harsh. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And there was just a lot of weird ego stuff. It was the 80s. It was LA. It was just a lot. It was all rock stars and movie stars. And I come back in 86, and I'm kind of cool. And I got turned on to Racer X. So I went to the Roxy to see Racer X. I got right up to the front. I stood right in front of Paul, and he literally melted my face. I mean, literally. I mean, watching him play on video, it doesn't. When you stand in front of his amp, man, like, so anyway, we find out where the after party is. So me and my buddy that I moved out to LA with, he was a guitar student of mine, Danny DeMuff. Oh, I miss him, man. Oh, I can't get in touch with him. I don't know. Yeah, I know his real last name, but he's
pretty cool. So
whoa, he's not on social. Pretty cool though. Anyway, that's what he said. But we go there and it's a Racer X party, and we go into the house and it's like there's like family hanging out. Like Racer X was not like the Hollywood thing, right? So, and it's somebody's birthday. So they're like, oh, come on in. You want some birthday cake? And I was like, oh, this is crazy, man. No alcohol. No alcohol. No, nothing. Just hanging out. They had food. They fed us. We had birthday cake. And everybody got in a circle with guitars. I didn't. These must have all been his students from MI and friends of his. And he gave a guitar lesson at the party. It must have been 2 o'clock in the morning. And he sat around there and was giving a guitar lesson, and I was just like, anyway, so I got his phone number, and then I started taking private lessons from him. And I used to go to his apartment on Sycamore. He lived up Sycamore, kind of between Yucca and Franklin, and he was teaching at MI. He was playing in Racer X. And I'll never forget it. He was like on the second floor. So it's like those little like 3-story kind of garden apartments that are all over that area of Hollywood. So that it's like a little elevator. The elevator door opens and I hear like this sound. I'm like, what is that? And I'm walking. And all of a sudden I'm at the window and I look in and it's him practicing. And I could hear the pick on the string from all the way at the elevator. And I was like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Because I played hard. I grew up, my guitar teacher played like, he was into Di Meola, and he played hard. And I played kind of hard. But then when I first got out to LA, everybody was playing really soft and they were doing this thing with their finger. And the big practice thing was the stylus pick. Who remembers the stylus pick? It was a pick with like a little, like you spin a top. It's like the tip of it was like a cone. So if you dug the pick in, it got stuck. So it trained you to just put the tip of the pick on the string. Just the tip. I bought one of those, and after like 5 minutes, I was like, this is awful. Like, I hate this. And I thought, my heroes didn't play like that. I mean, I grew up on Leonard Skinner and, David Gilmour and, guys that, Billy Gibbons and, guys that played hard, Hendrix and all that. Like, they were more Rambo. They weren't like doing this. And when I got there and I saw Paul, I was like, okay, I'm going to be all right. There's room for me. And then I had my first lesson and I walked out of there like, I don't know, am I inspired or am I suicidal? Because I was never going to do that. But, and then years later, I became good friends with Bruce Bouillet, the other guitar player in Racer X, who's another monster. And we become friends. I take lessons from him too, but we became friends. Anyway, I mixed his record. Cost of, what's it called? The cost, I think I have it in here. Bouillet, Bruce. Here it is. Yeah. Oh, The Order of Control. This was the tune, I think. No, it was Deafening. Check this record out. It's Bruce Bouillet, The Order of Control. I mixed it, and I reamped a lot of the guitars, too. He did it like half hybrid, like DIs, and he had like, I think he was using like 11 rack, but the guitars were killer, man. But anyway, so I'm taking lessons from Bruce, and Bruce told me, he said, when I was in Racer X, he said it was just like, it was brutal at times. Like I was just trying to like, keep it together, I was younger, I was newer, I was, Paul was his teacher, I think, at MI, and he said there came a point when I knew I was never going to be able to play like Paul. And he said it was when Paul had an idea for the show, and the idea was there was a part in the song where it was like like one of his whatever crazy things, right? And he said, "Hey, Bruce, you play the left hand. I'm gonna reach over and pick." And Bruce told me, "Oh, I'll never forget it." In his house, his little place he lived. He said when he started playing, he said, "I felt power like it was unbelievable." And he was like, "All right, I'm Bruce, that's Paul. I'm not going to try to be Paul because that's just not what I do." So I don't know, man. A lot of fun Racer X stories. It was good times. My bass player took from Juan. We were very much Racer X people back then. Anyway, so I'm going to be working on myself here. We're getting rid of the last 20 pounds, 30 pounds. This coming week, I'm going to start filming with my camera, full shots. It's coming together. It's coming together. I don't even know what you would name this video.